Hi, welcome to Nerdy Vibes. I'm Veronica Halco, your host, and with me is our co-host, Casey.
What's up?
And our guest today is Abe.
Hi, how y'all doing?
So here on Nerdy Vibes, we just vibe about nerdy things. We'll have some drinks, which Abe is empty. So
I was about to grab for it, but it's already done.
You're
Yeah.
drinking too fast.
If I grab for it again throughout the show, then
It's gonna be sad.
I'm already out here. I'm done.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go grab myself one. Continue.
Just walk in front of my shop.
No, what a co-host, right?
Okay, bye. I guess I'm doing it by myself now.
That's what I was coming out here for.
Oh, thank God. Oh, I was gonna grab it like 5 or 6 times. I was gonna grab it like 5 to 6 times while you guys
Why
were
do you
talking.
think I have all this stuff here?
And I was just gonna.
Off camera.
I think that would have been a cool bit though. Like I keep on grabbing it, like thinking I'm gonna drink, and I'm just not.
Excuse me.
Jesus
Sorry.
Christ, damn.
I mean, she had a pregame before she came. So.
Let me.
Anyway, we're gonna talk about nerdy things, have a few drinks maybe.
No.
Stop it. You
that
gotta
whole-
have to do it at some point.
I mean, I didn't want to.
Give it the whole hot tour.
Hold on, let me get some ASMR for the folks out here. We'll simmer with that too.
Simmer. Love it. So, as we continue our ASMR episode,
Keep on going.
I don't want to.
I mean, like, I'm just here for the vibes.
Just go ahead, dude. You're
Just,
good.
am I interrupting what you're doing?
Well, I don't want to ruin the ASMR.
But like, the ASMR people will enjoy it, and then you can just
It's
enjoy
already
it.
ruined because we're talking through it.
Probably.
Hold on, wait.
Why are you pouring it like that?
Because then I'll just let them hear the simmer. Is it look like
Like your elbows all the way up. You're like,
real gremlin
We're hiding
activity,
the
bro?
label. We are not sponsored
Yeah,
by
exactly.
this
I'm doing my job.
brand of beverage.
It's water, ladies and gents. Come on.
some would say that it's
Oh, that's spiky water.
tasty.
Mm.
The worst part is that it doesn't really taste like alcohol, which means I'm gonna drink like 3 of these,
Dog.
and then I'm gonna be like, why am I
I just said we're
looking
drinking.
sideways?
Dog, it's
They know.
No.
We're all over the age of 21.
Give a little intro what we're doing out here.
I was getting to it. Thank
my
you.
bad.
Thank you, fake co-host, guest of honor. You don't get a fancy cup like me. Anyway, we talk about nerdy stuff of all kinds. So today our first thing we're going to talk about is collectibles. And why or why not they are good or bad or collectibles.
Me personally, my experience with collectibles is barely any, because I have none, pretty much. The one I only have is the one that my boy Casey over here got me for my birthday. Tupac one, by the way. Don't know why he picked that, but he got me a Tupac one.
Because you like Tupac. Don't make it sound like it's bad.
It's not bad at all. I like Tupac. He's a cool dude.
Exactly. Well, he was a cool dude.
He's still alive. What are you talking about? Chilling in Costa Rica.
Somewhere, yeah. I was going to say somewhere in Brazil, probably. I don't know.
Just
That's
vibing.
apparently where all the famous people go when they fake their deaths.
For sure. But anyways, that's really the only one that I have. So I can't really bring too much to the conversation. But from what I hear, a lot of people that I know collect it for like memorabilia purposes, just collecting a piece of nostalgia from their time. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's a really good thing to do. But it's just when you like collect too many to the point where you're like hoarding them, that's when it starts getting to be a little bit of an addiction. And that's when I'm like, let's steer clear of that.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
don't-
There's
I don't-
better things you can spend your money on. And
I don't
feel
know
like
anybody like that.
not at all. Never.
No.
The cap on his head is telling something. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm a avid Funko Pop collector.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten, over the years, probably about 200. I've stopped recently.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Got a whole wall at my parents' house, and then I got a couple more here at my apartment. At least the ones that I thought were expensive and worthwhile keeping. So, some of those ones that are like the special collectible Chase, did that fit in the whole?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And there's
Anyway.
extra room.
Anyway,
She's gonna spill.
so the ones that are like limited edition collectible piece sets, I have a couple of those that are here that I actually found in Columbus. Thankfully, didn't have to like buy them special order or anything, which was awesome. I also found them kind of on sale because the store was trying to get rid of them. So I was very excited about that. And then there are some like glow in the dark ones that are kind of cool. Keep me up at night. Feel like demons are watching me. You never know.
They probably
Because a Funko Pop's gonna protect
Probably
you.
are. Funko Pops are gonna protect me. Dude, did you know monsters they get hard stopped by your covers?
You know what the funny thing is? You know what really gets me upset sometimes? It's the memorabilia that like no one takes out of the packaging because they don't want to risk losing some of the value of it,
Yeah.
but they never sell it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You're saying like, oh, I'm gonna hold on to this for the longest time possible, but they're not gonna take it out of its box.
That's the main reason that I don't play Magic the Gathering. Fun fact. Just because I think it's kind of goofy to buy cards and to include them in your deck, but not actually use the real cards, but instead like copy them in and put them into the deck through like printing paper. But like, what's the point in that? At that point, just let me use whatever, and I just won't buy it. You know, like it just seems absurd to me. Which I know I'm probably gonna get some haters for that. But like,
There's a good amount of people who do like Magic the Gathering. They don't play the game; they just collect the cards, right?
Yeah.
It's probably a good amount.
yeah, like I now have a full deck where I'm probably never gonna use it again.
But
That
like,
was
it looks
gifted by
cool
somebody.
though.
But yeah, they are cool. Like the
But
art's
that
really
hollow
cool.
card though, what are we
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about?
Like the descriptions, the history behind
Just
them.
play
is really
with your
awesome.
toys.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing to me.
Yeah.
I was the type of kid to have my toys and then just like go crazy, just play with them as much as I can. Hey,
No, I didn't. That's why I'm laughing.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like
I kind of force myself not to collect things because I know once I start, I'll never stop. So although I'm bad, if you tell me something's limited edition, I'm going to be like, here's my wallet. But I try not to collect things because once I start, I won't stop. So one of my roommates got me a little Elsa Funko Pop for Christmas one year. And I was like, oh, most people keep these in the box to keep them nice. But I was like, no, it's cute.
Here's my thing. If you're collecting something and if it's for like the sake of like just taking up some space in your room, you just want to like design some stuff and just like this is a good piece of my life that I had and I still am a little bit attached to it, and you just want to put it in an area where it can just hold a piece in your heart in your house, there's no problem with that in my eyes. And there's really no problem with collecting in general. I have no issue with that, no qualms. It's just more so having an excess of something like that to the point where you're barely managing to hold on to all that stuff. That's when it gets to be like, okay, at least get rid of some of those things. You can put them in places where like it's still, you still have access to it. Like you could take it to like your parents, give it one of your nephews or kids or anything like that.
Yep.
But like when it gets to too much, then that's where I'm like, okay, steer
Like
clear.
hoarding.
Yeah, like that's where it gets like that hoarding point.
Yeah, like when you're like trying to make sure, like, okay, this might be a shot, right? You're like trying to collect, like, let's say Spider-Man issue 1, volume 1, like the first one they ever put out, comic book wise, right?
Okay.
And you got it graded. You're never gonna open it. You never open it when you got it back in like like mid '80s, and you put it in a room in a chest that's in the cellar where there's no light, and then you get angry at people for opening up the door. That's way different than if like I'm like, hey, I'm a nerd. Look at these Funko Pops that I have, and I just actively show you everything that I have in my room.
Yeah. Because like you're
Right.
you're making a presentation out of it. It's like a display in your own house. It's like a museum of your life in your own house, which is kind of what you want that to
And
be.
it's a personality thing too.
Yeah.
Like it's nice to be able to show people like this is what I'm into. I collect these kind of things. You know, it's like
I like to have them stare at me when I sleep.
I think that like a cool concept. Some people are gonna get like flame me for this, but like having like comic strips and having them like on your wall.
I've seen like manga panel walls.
Yeah, those are really
Those are
cool.
cool.
But like I guess with like authentic comic book strips, people would be like, no,
Yeah.
hell no, we're not
You
touching
would-
those.
you would get pinned.
I would get. Imagine
You
if I
would
had
get
like a
shot.
limited edition comic book, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just putting that all over my wall.
Yeah.
Just like I'll do that one day. Just to get
Cut up this mint or
mint condition.
condition comic book. Somebody's like, I got
straight
this
from the
gift for
comic.
you.
Yeah.
And you just cut it
Probably
up.
worth.
Like,
I mean,
"What?
it probably worth. If it was worth anything, I would probably sell it because it probably holds no value to me at that point. But like, if it's something that's just like, oh, it's a cool aesthetic, and I want to try it, why not?
Okay. My only counterpoint to that is I have one figure in particular that I'm going to mention because it was the first one I ever got, but it was like Halo Master Chief 01 games, like the original game series from Funko Pops. I was in like 7th grade maybe when it was gifted to me, so it was like right when everything was starting. And now, like if it was in the box, if it was mint condition, if I had everything for it, it'd be worth like $700. But I don't think I would sell it still, just because it was like the first thing I ever got. You know, is that okay, or is that like you're being dumb? That's so much money for like some plastic. You know?
No, if it's got meaning to you.
If it has meaning to you, then and you had the space for it,
It's priceless.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it any better, honestly. But like,
Try the
if it's
voice
just
then.
like taking
Do it.
space up and it's just like, oh, I
Older
can't
just
get rid of that.
older.
I can't get rid of that piece of my life, and it's just there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that's it.
What were you saying?
I'm sorry, did I interrupt you?
Yeah.
My apologies. I didn't want to do that.
I told you to try to say it better than me do the voice.
Oh no, hell no, I'm good off that.
Pardon me. Yeah, you work here. I do. My name's Khan, and it's my baby Khan's birthday. I need a gift for baby Khan. Can you help me? I can. I got the perfect gift. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah, there's the one. It's a figure of me, Khan. That's perfect. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome.
Where were we at?
Not paying. Not paying.
If you would like collectibles or toys, whatever you may want to call them, check out Big Fun Columbus. All of these lovely figurines are from Big Fun Columbus here in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah. Located down in the short north specifically. But yeah, thank you very much. Big fun. Thanks for funding us over and over and over and over again. It's great to have you guys.
Shout out, Big Fun.
Stuff.
Yeah. Thanks for making it look pretty over here. Speaking of collectibles, we were talking about this before, but the first Inside Out movie came out in, you said 2015, right?
I'm sure it was 2015.
2015, 9 years ago.
We are old. I remember watching that, and I was thinking,
came
like,
out
it's probably
yesterday.
like 4 years ago.
I guess now that you say that, I kind of remember watching it like as a kid-ish. So that's just so wild to think about. Now the second one came out, and it has surpassed Dune as the highest-grossing movie of this year. Also insane.
Jeez.
And I would like to accredit it a little bit towards the fact that you can sell toys, so they really try to market it. And on top of the fact that it's more geared towards kids, which is a pretty broad audience because, you know, you're basically getting at least 2 to 3 times the amount of ticket sales if you can get a kid to go to a movie. 'Cause at
gotta
least
really-
one parent has to go.
You gotta
right?
realize
So,
that, like, the
This day and
2015.
age.
Oh, go
This
ahead.
day and age, the adults enjoy the kid movies and the feel-good movies
Yeah.
because of everything we're going through right now. So it's nice to just watch a feel-good movie.
And especially if it's a sequel, because it's something that, like I said, like we grew up with watching, and now all of a sudden there's a second one, and we're like, all right, I guess we have to continue this and
Because
see
you
more.
gotta realize, it's just like our generation was like when we were younger, we watched the first one. It's just a new generation watching the second one, and now they're getting roped
Could
into that.
potentially be our kids watching the second one, which is wild to think about.
Yeah, possibly.
So do you guys prefer sitting at home watching a movie or going to the theater?
I like to think of myself as more old-minded in this situation because I think
We got,
Asian
an
old,
we got
Asian.
an old head out here in the building. Jeez.
movies and theaters, there's just something about it that's different, right? I don't know about you guys, but as a kid, that was like the big occasion, right? We would go out every once in a while.
Yeah.
We'd splooge. We spend $50. You know, we get some popcorn. We'd sneak candy in. Don't sue me for it. And then we get drinks and stuff in the theaters, and then we would go watch whatever was out at the time. Typically, it was a Marvel movie, especially growing up. Still going on now, you know, so that makes me feel really old too. And then we would just we talk about it after. My dad, that was a big comic guy back in the day, would be like, "Oh, just you wait until the next arc, and then this happens." That happened with Infinity War. Happened a lot with. He wasn't as big of a Spider-Man fan. I believe he was a really big Iron Man fan though. So he was like, "Oh, just wait until this villain. He's gonna be scarier. You ever heard of Thanos?" I was like, "Who's that?" Yeah. So it was such a good time. It was like something that me and my parents could come together and really talk about, and it's nice to have like the community behind you. You like really feel it in the theater, you know.
Yeah. I'd say for like big spectacles, like big shows that are gonna come out, and like big things that are gonna make a big deal and probably like make a big splash to like the media and everything like that. I would say I would go to those, go to cinemas and enjoy the environment there, because I will agree it does bring a different effect. Like when you do have a crowd and an audience to really enjoy the experience with you, you guys can always cherish in the good times and the bad of the actual show in the movie. And I think that's an aspect of watching films that is important. But at the same time, there's some that I can't deny about just having the independent experience of just controlling the environment at home. So like having the streaming services, like we have Amazon Prime, you have Netflix, you have Hulu, this and the third, Disney Plus as well, to watch all these Marvel movies and just control what you want. I could be chilling on the couch with the blanket, get some popcorn, pause the movie if I want to, go to the bathroom, come back. If I want to go grab some stuff, grab some grub, I can go do that and then come back and just enjoy the experience by myself. If I want to get animated, if I want to like say something, chant anything like that out loud while I'm watching it, I can do that in the privacy of my own home, and I enjoy that. So I kind of
like a sports game in a way.
in a sense, but like I like with sports events, like it's definitely more so like
It's a little different. Yeah.
You know what you're walking into when you're going to a sports event. Sometimes when you do go to movie theaters, you don't know the
no idea
crowd.
what's
You
going
have
on.
no clue
Yeah.
what's going on there. You don't know who the person sitting to the left or the right of you is, which is the same thing as at like sporting events. But you're both there for the same like you're both there with the same energy and the same intent.
Yeah.
You don't know what you know what baggage people are bringing into a movie theater.
That's true.
So like any single event or within the film can cause some sort of emotion or some sort of result from them. So which is why I kind of like the privacy of my own home.
I do like both. Like you said, the big spectacle ones or like the really big theaters where you want that really good sound system to just like pull you into the experience, like Marvel or or DC, like the big superhero movies or whatever. I like watching those in the theater.
Yeah.
But like you said, also with the people you don't know who's beside you, you laugh at a joke. Everybody's laughing. It's going to take a little bit for it to die down. You might miss the next line. That's a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. My little brother would always be asking questions when we'd watch movies at home. He'd be like, "Who's this?" We're like, "We don't know. He just appeared on screen."
Yeah, you hit the
So-
pause and you're like, this is who it was. Yeah.
So like that, I do like being able to watch it in my own home because A, subtitles.
Oh, for
And
sure.
B,
100%. Oh my god.
I could freak out and just like throw my pillow or something of just like, "No, I hate this. Why?" And like I would look like an absolute lunatic if I did that in the movie theater.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, real
don't
quick,
think
I kind of want to pose a thought to you guys.
Yeah.
Can going to a movie, it's like a movie theater, can that make the movie better or worse than what you actually think the movie is?
100%.
I think it could. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I believe that for sure.
That happened with me with the new Flash movie.
Oh god.
I went and watched it with one of my friends. I'm like a big Flash guy. It's probably my favorite superhero. And I walked out of that theater. I was like, yeah, like it was pretty cool. I really liked it. Some of the CGI was a little rough, but like overall, I think it's like one of my favorite superhero movies in a long time. And then now that I've been seeing clips of it online,
I've seen some of the Twitters.
it is the worst superhero movie to ever exist. And I will die on that hill.
Is it the CGI that gets you?
Oh, 100%.
I've seen it.
He looks like clay. Like
I've seen some of the comparison to like that, and then like you've seen the Eternals, like the Marvel movie.
I have not seen the Eternals.
But okay, have you seen
Specifically because people said it was bad though.
Okay, yeah. Some of the movie is a little bit it's a little meh,
little
but
rough.
like the fighting, like the action scenes, the
Choreography's
CGI.
good.
Yeah, the CGI is pretty good there, and they do a really good representation of like someone who's really fast and like can speed through fights and combat.
I need to.
The Eternals is one of the most underrated Marvel movies there is, and the fact that you're like looking at part one of a 20-part story and judging that it doesn't, not you specifically, but the fandom.
Yeah.
Like this is the very first building block of the Celestials and the Eternals and the cosmic galaxy wide characters setting up phase 7, 8, and 9. So I get why people didn't like it, but it's really annoying that it's like judging chapter 1 of a book.
Very true.
Or the pilot episode of a new TV series.
That's
For
like
sure.
like people. Okay, this is a terrible, like weird poll, right? But people that like really like The Office, they always are just like, you got to get through the first 2 seasons before it gets good,
Yeah.
right? It's like. It's kind of a similar feel, but the thing with the movies is that they work really well as standalones too. So now I feel like I have to go home and watch the Eternals. Like that might be what I do tonight.
Movie
Maybe
night.
my guy. I guess.
All right, so the initial question was like, does the effect or the pull of a movie theater sway you in terms of how you enjoy it? I'd say it does. It definitely does. It has a pull towards that as well.
It's that whole community thing of just, you're sharing in the emotions. You're sensing each other's like vibes essentially of like, if somebody's feeling really sad about this moment, you might feel even sadder. Or if they find something really funny, you might be like, yeah, that was really funny. Then you go home and watch it, you're like, that wasn't funny at all.
But also
Like,
at the same sense, I feel like, I mean, it's pretty obvious. I feel like after like a first or second watch, you feel like those emotions have kind of dampened a little bit because you're like, okay, I've already experienced this sentiment or this thought. Sure, I can come back to it, but at the same time, it's just not as funny the second time. So like, I'll just throw a movie out there. Let's say like Dumb and Dumber, something like that. You seen Dumb and Dumber?
Not the original, but I've seen the new one. Yeah.
Okay, the new one's fine.
I can't do
So
that.
like,
Don't
I thought the
remember
first time I watched it, hilarious.
Yeah.
Funny as hell. Second time I watched it, I was like, it's like I understood why I thought it was humorous at the moment when I first watched it, but at the same time, it just wasn't as humorous to me.
Yeah.
But like I feel like that happens with whenever you watch a show over and over again. Like you watched the Spider-Verse a good amount of times, didn't you?
Oh yeah,
The first
dude,
one.
Spider-Verse. For those of you that don't know me, Spider-Verse is quite literally my favorite movie of all time. I'm still. Be nice to me.
What did you say?
What did you say?
Let's hear that again. What did you say?
Speak it up. Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest.
You don't get the inner earbuds. You don't get to hear what I say.
All right.
I'm doing commentary.
You know, she's the host. Give her.
All
Respect.
right, I'll allow it. I'll
Yeah.
allow it. So, I've seen Spider-Verse probably 15 times. Every time I
Jesus
rewatch
Christ.
the movie, dude, I always find a detail that I missed. Like even I've watched like video breakdowns of it. I've watched it individually. I've watched it with friends. I watched it drunk. I watched it doing other things. You know, and I always find something. I don't know. It's just crazy. It's one of those things.
I find it funny that you think 15 times watching a movie is a lot.
I think that's a good. That's a lot.
That's
to me.
not a lot.
I
That's
don't
not-
know how many times I've seen Tangled.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What was it about Tangled that made you
It's
want?
like my favorite movie, and it came out at a pivotal point in my life. So it was like something I related to very much in Rapunzel feeling trapped and everything. And every time Eugene says, "You were my new dream," and Rapunzel replies, "And you were mine," I cry every time. Every time.
Slightly less nice. I was a big fan of Shark Boy and Lava Girl as a kid. I used to be
I'm not
able to
gonna
sing
lie.
the whole Dream Dream song.
Uh-huh.
Lava Girl was probably one of my first childhood crushes.
We could really delve
Max
into that if you really want
fumbled
to.
the bag, to say the least.
Ah.
I'm upset. And I always wanted to see what the chocolate chips and the like Milk River tasted like, because it always was like, ew, these are terrible. And as a kid, I was like, the chocolate chips can't be that bad. There's not been a chocolate I dislike.
It might have just been
So-
like straight chocolate, no sugar added, just because, I mean, straight
just dark
cacao is
chocolate.
pretty bitter or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I took a chocolate sciences class. I know my chocolates now.
Yeah, you
all right?
can't really talk to him.
Oh,
But
yeah.
You think that's
he's
a
kind of
lot.
certified.
When The Incredibles came out, my brother was, oh gosh, I don't even know. It was before he was 6, but it was like up until 6, and then like it was years. The Incredibles was his favorite movie. And at first I was like, oh my God, this movie again. But then we keep watching it, and I'm like, okay, I really love this movie. And so with The Incredibles and Tangled, I can say every line.
Usually
along with
there's
the
like
movie.
a character within a movie that you like that you can really like resonate with. Is there someone in The Incredibles you're like, okay, this is my character. I feel like it's very similar and intertwined with that one piece.
When I was younger, it was definitely Violet.
You know what? That was the first guess I had in my head. I was like, she probably liked Violet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as I've gotten older, people would say that I'm more like Elastigirl, physique-wise, but like personality-wise,
Type in with Violet still.
yeah. Because I can still be very introverted and shy and like to observe rather than be the center of attention. But like, because I was doing yoga for a while and people are just like, "Oh, you're super flexible, so you're like Elastigirl and stuff," and I'm just like, okay. So I've been told to cosplay her, and I definitely
Probably
can't
pull it off. You could probably pull it off.
stretch very far.
Nah. You resonate with one specific anything, like character from anything at all.
Character from
Yeah.
anything.
I'll tell you mine. I'll wait until your answer because I
Because
know
I
you're
might
gonna
have-
look at me like I'm crazy.
I might have to think about it for a little bit. So it depends on what you say.
I'll let you think on it for a second.
Also, like you can go on with yours. Go ahead. Yeah, let me hear it.
He's gonna give me the wackest look in my life. All
All
right.
right. All right. Live reaction. Let's
Out
hear
of
it.
all the characters in any movie, TV show, or anything I've liked, we're gonna do a little callback here.
Okay.
I think I resonate the most with Miles Morales. I don't know what it is. Just his personality. I just feel like him. You know, he's a little awkward. He's still trying to figure it out. Doesn't know what he's doing.
Okay. You want to keep on going?
Care to give your input?
No. Just elaborate a little bit. Just let me hear it, bro.
I
Come
wasn't
on.
even
No,
thinking about
cook.
Miles. He doesn't get it. You know?
No,
Like, he
but
doesn't-
I want to understand why you think you were like, oh yeah, I'm
The-
Miles Morales for sure.
The scene that always sells me that I like jokingly tell people is when he's talking to Gwen Stacy the first time and
Sure.
he puts his hand on her shoulder and he goes, "Hey," and he like can't get it unstuck. That's how I feel all the time, dude. I swear to God. I feel it. You know, I get it. It's hard. It's hard to talk to people. Dude, it's not fair. I can't hear you. So I don't know. I always say it, and nobody ever believes me, and everybody laughs at me. But like that's how I be feeling from time to time.
Sure.
But yeah,
Okay. I think, you know what?
I knew you were gonna do it. Too.
I didn't do
You're gonna
anything at
freak
all.
out.
I kept a straight face. You know, the producers in the back can definitely
good,
attest for
yeah.
me. I kept a straight ass. Do what I just said real quick. No, not at all. Not at all.
What?
That's exactly what you did. You were just like,
I tried.
go on.
I think it might just be Spider-Man in general, but like Miles is like my generation.
Okay, I can understand
Spider-Man
that.
now.
Spider-Man as like a whole, for sure. What he stands for?
Maybe, yeah. Like the awkward Peter Parker, but dude, just Miles. Something about Miles Morales is it's so cool. I don't know.
What is it? Just things unexaggerated.
It's just like
swagger of
every time he
like
does something,
teenage-
I'm like, dude, that's so like if I was Spider-Man, I would do that. He's just like doesn't know how to be cool yet, you know?
Uh-huh.
He's just trying to figure it all out.
Have you been cosplaying as Miles Morales this whole time, like personality-wise? Is that what we've been trying to be doing this whole time?
Personality cosplay.
Like a personality cosplay, just like trying to act like
I'm not gonna try and model myself after somebody. Although,
Let's be honest. Dude.
let's be honest, yeah.
Let's be honest.
Come on.
Okay, as for me, I'm trying to think. Oh, jeez. Honest, I can't think of like off the top of my head like who I've really tried to like, or just like in general like superhero movies or just like
Just anything at all.
sort of.
And then, like, if it's an anime thing and people are like, "What's that?" If you want to try and explain it, you can.
It's
or-
not even like an anime.
anything.
I don't think it has to be limited to anime because I know I could. I don't think you guys are gonna know this film, but there was a film. The producer in the back might know it. It had Will Smith and then his son Jaden Smith, and it was like
Was it sad or was it
it was
sci-fi?
a little sad. It was like a sad film.
Was it?
Pursuit of Happyness.
Yeah, it was Pursuit of Happyness for
Actually,
sure.
I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
I blanked on the name for a little bit because
Yeah.
it's been so long.
Oh yeah.
But
It's like 2011 or.
my dad showed me that film when I was like real young, like when I was like 7 to 8, and he made me watch that film and like try to emulate, try to follow through like the whole film story. That was like the first actual film that I like really try to focus on and really got a feel for. And it was probably the first film that made me like shed a tear and start crying because like I saw how like Will impersonated his character and how he tried to like move through life through his struggles as like a single father essentially. And I was like, damn, I wouldn't say like as a 7-year-old I really fully comprehended what was going on, but like it made me cry and it made me feel like, damn, I gotta like pursue a better life for those who are really cheering me on and try to wish me the best in what I'm doing.
If the last generation is trying to make this one great, then I had to make the next one great.
Oh, for sure, 100%. So that's always the first movie that I always say whenever someone asks me what's my favorite film. So that's all I could really say at the moment, off the top of my head at least.
Better of an answer than what I gave. I was just like,
Before
Spider-Man
we
is
get
cool.
a little too sappy, maybe we'll continue this next time because that's all we have time for today.
Next time I'm gonna come for a therapy session.
Yeah, next time.
You see him laying down.
Just talking.
Next time we'll have the full layout couch. I'll have my pen and pad and maybe some
You
glasses.
already got the chair, so like you're all set.
That's what the drinks are for therapy.
How does that make you feel? Let us know in the comments.
Hit us with any questions you guys want us to answer. Yeah, no. Right now we obviously don't have any because this is first episode. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Pilot episode,
Pilot episode.
baby.
Let us know what
Once you
you
get
want
past
us
the
to
first three,
discuss,
it's good.
argue about, any questions you have for us personally or in general or just whatever. Just let us know. Bye.